what is, yeah, I just love the hell yeah, brother. And I've been saying it so much. I said it, there was this meme and it was Hulk Hogan and his face was like on a cow and it was like, hell yeah, udder. And I don't know why I thought it was so funny. I'm on the internet way too much.
We
So
all
from
are.
then I started being like, hell yeah, brother, like udder. And then hell yeah, brother. And then I just, I did it to be silly and now I can't not do it.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing. Well, before we get into knowing you, meeting you, learning everything and anything about you, wait, hold on. I just want to ask a question before we get into anything.
Okay, go.
And then you can do your awesome shit that
because I was
you
about to do my hell yeah, brother.
You have to do it.
Okay.
So are you a wrestling fan? And if you are a wrestling fan, did you see the new Vince McMahon documentary?
I'm not a wrestling fan, nor do I not like wrestling. I remember in middle school, I used to apply for those sweepstakes to win like WrestleMania tickets.
Yes.
And me and my friends would fantasize like, dude, once we win, we're going to go to Florida or wherever the heck it was at the time. And yeah, but I never really watched it except for like playing the games on Xbox and PlayStation, doing just like the cage matches and stuff. I would always play with Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
619. Come on.
You're right.
That's all I
You're
need
not
to know.
wrong.
That's all I need to know.
Come on. I'm Mexican, baby. Let's go.
All right, babe. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, Broderick Rolo Lopez, the meme whisperer. Apparently, you have helped so many people. That's all I've been getting today since I put up yesterday that you were coming on the show. All I've been getting is amazing DMs about how amazing you are and how you've really like helped people and touched people's lives
and helped this space so much. Yeah.
And it's been super cool. So I'm excited to have you here.
I paid all of those people. So before the show, I went, I said, hey, can you hype me up, make it look good? And let's do what we can, you know?
Yeah.
We love it. We love it.
Okay. So tell us a little bit. We kind of, I want to hear about how you were a nerd and how your wife fell in love with a nerd.
Yeah.
And this was long before not long before, but before you found CrossFit, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I was in marching band all 4 years. I was in concert band in middle school. And I mean, I didn't feel like a nerd. I thought it was the coolest, you know, because I was in percussion, I was in drumline.
Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely cool.
All that stuff. And once I graduated, I actually did WGI. So literally dressed up in costumes and danced around, and we'd warm up with ballet and all that stuff. So performing arts was my passion. That was my passion. And I always wanted to do music performance. That was my goal. I thought I was going to go to college, do music performance, and that was going to be the rest of my life. I was going to teach music. I actually was an instructor for a few drum lines right out of high school. And my wife moved in across the street. She was the girl next door or across the street. And I thought she was really pretty. So I left her some love notes at the door with some chocolate, some roses. And I just continued to pursue that. And I'd be like, do you want to go for a run? Do you want to do this? And she was like, no, I don't run with people. No, I don't exercise with people, and stuff like that. And eventually, went to the movies. And just recently, we have this app where it like answer questions about your relationship. Just if we're not home all the time together and we're separate, we love just, hey, let's stay connected. And it was, what was your first impression of your spouse? And she's like, you were a nerd. Like, I thought you were a nerd. So Wad Zombie says, so he stalked her. She lived across the street. So every time I was outside, she just happened to be outside too.
That's it.
I wasn't looking out my window. Come on.
Yes. Vindicate, what's up, dude? I'm coming during this show. I bet you are.
It's going to be gooey, gigantic, and gruesome.
But wait, you did ballet?
No, so in marching band and in drumline, in performing arts, you do a lot of warm-ups that are pretty similar because there's choreography that goes with everything that you're doing. So the choreography is you gotta warm up. You gotta warm up the hips, and you have to know side back, side front, and making sure you're doing the positions correctly. And what's crazy is marching band gave me such a solid foundation to go into CrossFit and weightlifting that I don't think people understand when I tell them, like, without marching band, I would not be the athlete that I am or the person that I am, because I learned so much discipline. And we could literally dig in, but anybody out there who's in marching band knows you do something, it's like 4 counts of music and you're marching on the field and it's like 3, 2, 1, go, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, reset, do it again, reset, do it again, reset, do it again. And you do that until you have a 10-minute field show. And if everything's not perfect and there's something out of balance, or there's one person that's wrong, or you're playing, what piece of music am I playing, when I'm 4 steps behind the back hash of the side to 45 yard line, it's 16 counts to get here. Like, there's so many moving parts. So when I got into CrossFit and I learned about weightlifting and that positions mattered and doing it repetitively is really good, I got addicted immediately. So yeah. That could be a whole lot of
the work ethic was there. The work ethic was there for sure.
Is that personality though? When you find something you like, you just dive straight in. Like, I've heard you talk about analytics. I've heard you, talk about, how much you try to figure out how things work, whether it's social media, whether it's you want to build a presence here. Is that kind of just anything you do?
I've never looked at it that way. I just try to find how can I get from here to there with the least amount of resistance? And again, like, literally that's weightlifting, right? Like, how do I become more efficient? And I found myself, I'm usually bad at things, right? Obviously you start bad at things, but what I mean is there's other people that are absolutely crushing it with whatever, God has given them. And when I started CrossFit, for example, I was super weak. I was 120 pounds. So I had to really hammer technique to keep up with anybody who was stronger than me. And I just kind of find that in all areas of my life. Maybe I'm not weaker, but maybe I don't know as much, or I don't know how to use a camera, or, social media. If I could figure out what's going to be the most efficient way to do things, I want to do it that way. So I don't have to work as hard because I'm lazy, I guess.
Well, I want to circle back. I want to go back to you were coaching at Power Keg.
Yeah.
I seem to feel like I read that you really like that. That was like a dream job sort of for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I had been coaching in a gym for 3 years, and my wife she wasn't my wife yet. She's my girlfriend, but she was in San Diego. And I loved San Diego, and I wanted to get a full-time coaching job. So my degree ended up being in kinesiology after I found CrossFit, saw Rich Froning, and I was like, dang. And I fell in love with
Kool-Aid.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So found CrossFit, and I ended up finding kinesiology. A buddy of mine said, hey, you should check out this class. You get to lift weights during this class. And I ended up getting 100% on every test that we took during that class. And that's when I was like, wow, this is the first time I found something that I enjoy researching, that I enjoy learning about. And it wasn't like I got 100% because I'm smart. It was because I was so interested in it. I was just on YouTube all the time. I was looking at research articles. Like, it just interested me. So I dove into that space. So I was coaching at that gym for 3 years, and I wanted to graduate, move to San Diego, and become a coach full time. And, people around me were like, you can't coach full time. It's impossible. You can't make enough money. You can't do all of that stuff. And one of the people that I started working with, because, my dream was to go to the CrossFit Games, obviously.
Everybody's is.
I mean, come on.
Everybody's goal.
Listen, we all get there. We all get there in a dream or two. So
exactly. That was the main goal. But during that, I went to a competition, met a company called Past Parallel. They don't exist anymore, but the owner said, hey, I make apparel for this company called Power Keg, CrossFit Power Keg Athletics in San Diego. The owner is a psychopath. He's amazing. He really cares about movement. His work ethic is second to none, and they're looking for a full-time coach. You should apply. And obviously I'm like, I'm not good enough to do this. Like, are you crazy? I finally go in my room one day and turn off all the lights and open up my laptop, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing what you think. I'm applying for the job. So I sit, I go, I fill in all the information. And at this point I had just gotten my bachelor's degree. I had been coaching for 3 years, and that's practically all I had. I didn't have I didn't have a master's degree, nothing.
extra sloppy. Our heads are always in the gutter.
Always.
It never
live
comes
in the gutter.
They do. They do.
It's true. So I applied for the job. They called me in, and this is the best part. I thought the interview was going to be like, what do you know about movement and CrossFit and all that? And the first question was, tell us an embarrassing story. So I was taken back, that's not what you expect when you're going to an interview. And the next question and or activity was, go ahead and teach us something not fitness related without using any words. So tactile only. And now teach us another thing with only your words. Put your hands behind your back. Teach us something using words only, no facial expressions, nothing. And went through the whole interview. And I ended up getting a call back, and I ended up getting the position. And they said, hey, look, you don't have the most credentials here. You have a lot to learn, but your character is like what we're looking for. And we know we can develop you as a coach. And that was the best till this day, the best owners I ever worked for, because they taught me that getting feedback is okay. They taught me how to receive feedback. They taught me how to set goals and just what being a coach really looks like. And if anybody follows me on Instagram, all of those coaching tips, a lot of them were things that I learned when I was working under them. So I miss them dearly. And that was the dream job. I thought I was going to work there forever. I was going to be the manager of the next, the Power Keg 2.0. But it didn't happen.
That sounds like amazing mentors. And I mean, you don't hear many stories like that. You usually hear, either friends helping out friends, or it's like, hey, you go to school and here's a first-time job as a coach. And then, the expectation is, I want you to do this, but then it doesn't work. Like, you don't hear many stories about where owners of gyms take their coaches under their wings and really, really teach them, especially in a full-time position. Because normally gyms can't afford, like you said, they can't afford full-time people. So to hear that you had those amazing mentors, like just as a coach myself, like I'm so happy to hear that for you, because you just don't hear stories like that at all.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So what happened? You leave there, or something happened to the gym?
Yeah. So the city was working on pipes through downtown San Diego. It was in Little Italy. Anybody familiar with San Diego? There's a really expensive restaurant called like Juniper and Ivy, and the Crack Shack.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Juniper
it's
and
in
Ivy.
Little Italy. Now, when you see the Crack Shack, it's like a chicken spot. It goes downhill to this cul-de-sac, and under that building was Power Keg. And while they were working in the city, they burst a pipe, and the pipe leaked 100 or 1,000,000 gallons of water into the gym, the building, the surrounding businesses. So it was, it's not clean water. It was sewer water, and it busted all of the walls down. It ruined all of the equipment. The whole gym was like 3 feet of water, and we had just expanded the gym. So the gym owners had just put $50,000 into the gym. We had bought the space next to us, or rented, whatever, bought new equipment, set down the flooring. We had just finished painting. We had just gotten everything installed. I have a picture too. My very last class was, I was coaching the class, and then it's like the next day, everything's underwater. And we thought, we'll do a GoFundMe and we'll be fine. But it was years and years in litigation with the city, with all that stuff, and it just never came back. So I ended up moving to another gym that was like, hey, we'll give your members, a month for free if your coaches come help us out.
That's crazy. And then you decide what? You decide, I feel like I saw you decided you were gonna do an online business. You were gonna, like, you had other plans and dreams. What was the first online business that you?
Yeah, so I never wanted to leave Power Keg. If it was still in existence, I feel like I'd still be there. But we moved to this gym, and the owners weren't awesome, right? There was initial owners that just weren't there. They sold the gym. The other owners, they weren't, they had other jobs. Like, the gym was not their priority, and we were kind of left to leading the gym ourselves. All of the coaches that we jumped on and helped were, left the gym, and it was kind of like Power Keg in a way, but the gym owners weren't there. It was different gym owners. And I was like, okay, I need to do something to make money, because I went from having a salary to literally making $0. And then this gym was like, hey, if you want to coach, after a few months, like our members join the gym. So, hey, if you want to coach here, like you do good, we'll give you like $20 an hour.
Yeah, like an
So
hour.
back to the normal stuff. And
Yeah.
How the fuck am I supposed to buy a house and like be an adult making $20 an hour and nobody's guiding me, nobody's teaching me, nobody's giving me guidance, you know, and feedback. And the only feedback really is like, you're not doing good, bring more people, sell more memberships. There was no leading from the front.
Make me more money.
I started doing
more money.
Yeah, not exactly. And I had personal training clients from Power Keg, and I asked the gym, hey, like, can I train my personal training clients here? Totally cool. Okay, cool. Was doing that. Finally was, hey, I want to buy a house with my wife. Is there a way that you guys can run all this personal training through your business and then just take the taxes out? I don't care. Like, it's a wash, and just pay me whatever you guys feel comfortable. They said no. And I said, okay, well, can I start an LLC or a corporation that I need to so I can claim this money? And they're like, yeah, totally. No sweat.
Perfect.
Right? Cool.
Yeah.
I asked permission, got the permission. That's what I started doing. Did everything through True Coach, automatic payments. It was awesome.
Yep.
I'll save all the details so we'd be here forever. You know, then it was like, hey, I'm going to do ebooks. You guys mind if I do ebooks? No big deal. Cool. Do ebooks. Awesome. Cool. Hey guys, I'm going to do apparel. Is that cool if I do apparel? Yeah, no big deal. Cool. Hey, I want to do a photo shoot. Can I pay you guys to use no, don't pay us, all that stuff. And, you know, everyone started rocking the shirts. Everyone started doing personal training. And now it was like, hey, you should be paying us a percentage of the income you're making from the members here. Yeah, totally.
Of course.
I agree. Totally. Here you go. Here it is. And again, all the details. Gyms got shut down. I had a travel workout ebook. I said, hey, if anybody is struggling, you can have this ebook for free. Just download it. Like, I don't care. No one, they were not happy, right? And there had been things throughout the 3 years that I was there that it was like, why aren't you tagging the gym in your posts? Oh, because like you don't own my social media.
Yeah, it's
why don't you have Coach
my shit? Yeah,
at our gym in your bio? And I didn't talk about this for a long time, but they're not the owners anymore, so they've gone. And I hope that they're, you know, crushing whatever they're doing. Hopefully, it's not a gym. They're not gym owners anymore. So I typically didn't stick up for myself very often, and just, you know, took it on the chin whenever it's like, all right, cool. Yes. You want me to do that? Yes. You want me to do that? Yes. And finally, when the free travel workouts went out and they're like, how are we supposed to make money when every gym's closed down and we're going to be doing stuff on YouTube Live and Zoom? And I was like, the people who downloaded my travel ebook are from like the world, not this place in San Diego.
Yep.
You know, it's not going to take away from your business. If anything, this is going to help grow your business, because they're like, yo, Rolo gave this out for free. This is the gym he goes to. Let's hype this place up.
Yeah.
But it was never an abundance mindset. It was always the scarcity mindset. I was always wrong. I grew the weightlifting class to 20 plus people. And it was always, hey, where are you going to get more people in here? And like, bro, I don't know what else I can do for you guys. So we ended up getting called in, and they were like, if you're not with us, you know, you're against us. And I was like, are you guys talking about me? Because I don't understand what's going on here. Mm-hmm. And everybody was in the meeting, and they kind of put their head down because they weren't used to me saying anything, right? Yep. And again, I want to note, these dudes, if they're good dudes, not the best gym owners. So I'm like, hey, you guys should not be having this conversation with everybody. You guys should be having this conversation with me, because if you have an issue with what I'm doing, we need to talk about it, whatever, all this stuff. It ended up being just really not cool. And they were like, hey, look, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, if you don't stop wearing your own apparel in our gym, you know, like,
wow, dude,
can't be here. And I said, here's what I said. And I'm crying at this point. I need to note this, because I told them, I don't want to leave this gym. I want to grow this place with you. I said,
you have your people, you have your clients, you have your community, all your people that you have been there for, raised, helped, changed lives. And now all of a sudden you have to make that decision on whether you're going to stay or you're going to go. Yep. And I feel you so hard. I feel you on that one.
I feel like a lot of coaches feel this. So I told them, I will give you 50% ownership of my company. I will give you any money that you want. I just want to continue doing this. Like, I love this. I don't want to be number one. I am not that guy. I'm the number two. I will help you grow. I will help you Do anything that you'd like. Just give me direction and I'll get it done. And they said, no, we just want you to stop it. Uh-oh. There you go. We just want you to stop it. So
wow, that's really cool because I've always thought the same way. Like I'm really happy being the number 2. Like there's nothing that I just, if I can help, I want to help. I'm happy being the number 2. Like I don't need to. Yeah, it's really funny when the number 1s don't want the number 2s. Does that make sense?
I don't, the crazy part to me was, how can you guys not see how this is helping the business?
Yeah.
I am here for you. I am showing you. I don't know how else to show you that I could not care less about. Just give me a salary and I will literally continue doing everything that I'm doing, pay me less money, whatever. So that happened. And that obviously left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I was like, I don't know what to do because I can't make content in here anymore. I can't wear my own apparel. I can't promote my business. Like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to be working for you, making you money, and there's no room for growth. Like the 3 years I'm not getting promoted, they took hours away. They were trying to take pay away. It was just a ridiculous thing. And the part that really drives me nuts is I talked to a lawyer and I said, hey, look, am I doing anything illegal? No. What should I do so that I can phase myself out of this place and do something different? And I said, I really want to tell everybody the truth at the gym, but that I don't want to get in any like trouble legally.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what, just keep it in good standing. Just don't say anything. Find a place to go. And legally, when you leave, you can tell everybody your phone number and your email. And that's pretty much it. So all of these people thought I was just leaving. They just thought I pretty much said, screw you guys, I need to start my own thing. When in reality, it was the gym owners that pushed me out of this freaking place. So I ended up, a buddy was like, just open your own place. We'll save that story. And then I ended up opening up my own like private one-on-one gym. But again, I never wanted a gym. I didn't want to grow a gym. So I kept my PT people and enough to just call it even every month. Some months I lost money. And that's when I like started hammering on MemeForTime and like figuring out like I need to make money somehow, but I don't want to be the number one.
So that's where you tell your wife you decide to close your gym and you want to go all in on content creation. And is that
I owned a gym for 3 years, my own gym for 3 years while I built MemeForTime. So after leaving that gym, I started my own gym and I owned it for 3 years. And at the end of those 3 years, that's when I was like, okay, content full time, let's do it.
Did you know what type of content you were like, hey, I want to go full time? Because it's not, so do you even call yourself MemeForTime, but I feel like you make little mini movies.
Yeah.
Is that actually a meme? Like,
yeah, that's funny. So when I owned the gym, again, I was like, okay, I'm going to run classes. I'm going to do the CrossFit thing. I'm going to do personal training. I'm going to do it all. And me and my buddy Dominic went to the CrossFit Games. We put everything on my credit card, his tickets included. And I was like, yo, you can pay me back one day, right? And he's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, cool, because my APR is like 25%, man. I put these tickets on there, and I had been just doing a bunch of like regular memes, right? Like a picture with something on it. And I kind of dabbled in being inside, like in the videos, but I was like, I don't want to get all this like BS from people on the internet, right? So I did a few of those, and we finally get to the CrossFit Games. I put on social, I think I had 10,000 followers at that just from memes and stuff I'd been doing. I was like, hey, does anybody have a place we can crash at the CrossFit Games? And my buddy Tom was like, hey, my wife's not coming. If you want to sleep on the second bed we have.
Which CrossFit Games is this?
2021, maybe?
Because you started this page in 2020, right?
2018.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
I believe I could look. I think it's like September.
No.
So I said, Tom, I'm like, how do I know you're not a murderer or something? He's like, how do I know you're not a murderer? I'm like, that's a great point. So me and Dominic show up at midnight to Madison. We could take an Uber to this random hotel, and we knock on the door. We call, no answer. This dude answers the door in his underwear. And I was like, hey, are you Tom? He's like, yeah. I'm going to I'm working out at 5 a.m. This is Tom Guerin. I think he's in the chat.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
fire.
I literally didn't sleep the whole night. He was in his underwear, just like
looking around,
back to sleep,
like,
and I literally just me and Dominic in the same bed, and I'm like, "Guy gonna murder us or something?" You know, it's like finally I fell asleep. 8 o'clock comes on, and he's in there, and he's like, "What's up, guys?" Like all sweaty from the gym. And he's like, yeah, I'm like so stoked. I freaking love CrossFit and talking about CrossFit and everything CrossFit, and right? And we're like, all right, cool, man. He's like, what are you guys gonna do? What's your plan? What are you doing?
Wow, that early in the morning, you're like, yo, how many coffees, how many C4s? Did you shoot up some pre-workout? Like,
you didn't even have Paper Street coffee yet. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No Paper Street coffee, no nothing. So we go to the venue. He drives us, and we start learning about him and his story. And me and Dominic go and we boop our tickets. And the lady booping the ticket was like, hey, are you? Oh my gosh, sorry. I don't know how to turn that off. The lady booping the ticket was like, hey, are you MemeForTime? And I look at Dominic and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
You got
like
recognized.
Somebody recognized us, and like we don't even post on. We don't even post, man. So I'm like high off life the entire thing. And I'm like, dude, we barely posted any videos of ourselves. Imagine if we did a whole year of like posting. I bet we could come here and like people would know us. And for no like, yeah, so we can get paid a bunch of money. Literally, it was like, so people can just know us, dude. We can get like opportunities in CrossFit. Like this could be awesome.
You just want to walk around the CrossFit games and just be like,
and this one says hi, and this one says hi, and this one says hi.
And have Sarah Sigmund's daughter do a dream video with you where you like, yeah, that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So at this time, I started my own like supplement. I created a supplement. So in 2021, I literally handed out like 30 of these. And nobody gave me the time of day. You know, I was like, hey, how's it going? I'm Roderick. And they're like, we don't care. And I said, oh, I made this supplement. It's creatine and electrolytes combined. I thought it'd be cool. Like, here, you can have an entire pack, like a 30 serving container. And, you know, I called somebody by the wrong name and they were like, that's not my name. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, but this person told me to make sure I reach out to you and say what's up and give you some of the supplement. And they're like, okay. And it was just crazy. So we went back. We did a year of making videos and we haven't stopped since.
So that's when you know that, or when that's when you know that it's actually picking up and you're going to pay more. Is that when you start paying attention to analytics and how you now streamline your Instagram? And
I don't know when I started like paying attention to analytics. I remember getting like 10,000 views on a video one time and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. How do I do this again? And, you know, like bad. And then I did it again. I'm like, okay, there's gotta be something to this. Like, there's gotta be some sort of formula. Like, what am I looking for? Am I looking for shares? Am I interacting with myself? Am I just trial and error? And there was never a time where I thought, okay, now I've got it. Now this is what I'm doing. It was literally trying to juggle the gym and, you know, working with the athletes that I was working at and just like, hey, I think I'm going to make memes as often as I think about them. And I think it was, I don't know, 2.5 years when I was like, what do I want? Like, what's my goal? And who's my target audience? And I'd been reading a lot of marketing, trying to market my supplement. And it was just like learning about audiences and traffic and cold traffic and warm traffic and leads and lead generation and how to get people. It was a lot of that. And like I sold 1,000 bottles of the supplement, and I sold like thousands.
I thought you were going to say 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I was like,
no
don't say that.
My God. Oh, that's a pop culture going on, Mike.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Wrong show.
Sorry. Wrong show. My bad. Yeah, my fault.
So I just, you know, sold a bunch of apparel and all that stuff and just paying taxes and learning how to do all the back end stuff. I was like, all right, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to focus on this. And I've always just tried to bounce around to whatever this feels right at the moment. So it slowly turned into like, I'm enjoying this content. It's providing me more opportunity. It's providing me like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And things that I stopped enjoying, I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm going to stop this and I'll focus on this. And one day I kind of just was like, all right, I'm going to change my bio to making people laugh once a day. That means I got to make a
that's
meme
cool.
every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And during like lockdowns and stuff, every time I opened social media, it was just fucking politics in your face, religion in your face, all of this shit. And I was like, yo, I get it that people want to have this platform and say whatever they want, but I want a place where people can come that they don't have to worry about. I follow this guy because he makes memes, and then the next thing is like, why you're stupid for doing this or doing that. So that's kind of where MemeForTime was born. I wanted a place where, like, do I have opinions? Of course. Do I have views? Absolutely. But those can be for my friends. Those can be for the people in person. Or if I wanted to start a different page, and the page would be directed at my political views or what I think about any of these things, that's what I would do. And that's MemeForTime isn't the place that I want. I wanted it to be a place anybody who does CrossFit can go here and be like, yeah, I'll probably laugh when I go to this page and not get anything in my face that I don't want to see.
Okay. But during that time, how did you make money?
Yeah, well, coaching. So I did personal training. I did personal training at the gym that I owned. And then every now and again, I would get like a brand that would want to work with me, or I would try to do YouTube. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be rich on YouTube. It's going to be sick. And then, the video, it gets 38 cents and you're like, all right, so I got to replicate this 1 million times. So it never did anything. And I just tried,
And what's your
things.
wife like right now? She's like, oh, hey, babe, you want to sell your gym? You want to start a meme page? Like, we're all good. It's like, get your 38 cents a video.
Yeah. So me and wifey, she's been the most supportive, and she's never questioned any of the decisions I've made. And people might not agree with this, but we've been together since I was 17 and she was 18. And from day one, we were like, hey, we can, you pay for yourself, I pay for myself. And then as we, got married and things, it was, hey, let's pay a percentage of income. So obviously we have a joint account, but everything became a percentage of income. So, if she made this much money and I made this much money and the rent was this, what percentage of each of our incomes would feel the same way?
Oh my God. How old are you when you figure this out? This is not a thing that you're 31, right?
31.
Or 30?
Yeah, 31.
Okay. So you're figuring out percentages of income for your marriage at what age?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Almost immediately, I had this couple at the gym I worked at, and they said, hey, I know that you have a girlfriend, and I just want to share this with you because I wish someone taught me sooner. We've been doing everything based on percentage of income. So anytime we go on vacation or anything we're doing, we can feel the same. Like it feels like, ooh, that's a lot of money because it's the same from each. And, obviously my brain is like, I need to take care of my wife. I need to do this.
Yeah.
And it took 10 years. But now I'm in a spot where we don't worry. Like, obviously we worry like about doing things, but it took me a long time for my percentage to be higher. And she supported me all the way through. And that's how I knew I was going to marry this woman, because she has never questioned a single thing I do. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And she's like, oh, that's sick. I'm going to do that. As long as I can afford my part of the mortgage and my part of the bills, there's never been, and I've always figured it out. There's times
that is really cool to come to that at the age that you guys came to that. That's one thing that married people fight about all the time is money. Like we never have, because I've always been like, if we can fight about things, money's not going to be something that we fight about. But for you guys to find a way, just percentage of income, however you did it, to not fight about money. That's fucking amazing, dude. Like, kudos to y'all.
Appreciate it. The only fighting was with myself, to be honest. She's never batted an eye. If I was like, yo, I don't know how I'm going to make rent this month, because I had 10 years of that where, 1 month would be really good. I'd make like $7,000, but then the gym cost me $6,000. So I'm like, I have $1,000, but my air conditioning in my car, my oil and the transmission fluid needs to be changed. And she's like, I got you, no worries. I'm like, no, like I'm not accepting this. Let me go find another client. Let me go find a sponsor to, sponsor whatever. I'll go work with my uncle and sell shave ice. Like I will literally do anything,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Took a
we
long
came
time.
from very different money backgrounds, I guess you could say. You know, I
Yeah.
grew up with a single mom, and you know, it was one of those things where it doesn't matter how much you work, you're never going to make the money to support how much you work. So I was very much like you in this idea that like if I wasn't doing everything that I was supposed to be doing, and this one's like, we're fine.
Just hang it,
We're
like we're good.
fine.
It's
Yep.
fine.
You know, and then when we had our son, I was like, oh, I really need to whatever. And she's like, no, you need to be home with the baby. We're fine. And it's taking me
The best
12
thing.
years to be fine.
Yes.
12 years
You
to be
feel it.
fine.
You feel the pain.
And I can feel it now where it very much is like I get my clients based on what I feel is best during the seasons because I get the joy of having the flexible schedule versus her schedule is much more rigid because her job just pays our lifestyle and does everything for us, and that's what she loves to do. So my flexibility now, I enjoy the flexibility that I have in my job and my schedule, so I can be there for our son and I can be there for her, and then I get to do all those other things that make me feel good, being a wife, being a mom. But it's taken me 12 years to get here.
Yeah.
So you're not alone. But before babe, you go to the next one, I don't know the story. I don't know if you've ever told the story. Where did MemeForTime come from? The name. Where did you come up with the name?
Oh yeah. Literally just I first my name I think was as many memes as possible, and I was like, that's way too long.
Yeah.
And I could even look and see like how many names. I did a few names until I landed on just what's something CrossFit related that people understand. You know, so it's like workout for time or rounds for time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meme for
There you
time.
go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one sounded the best to me after a few.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then when you, I love the fact that you just create fun memes. And if you're in the CrossFit space, you know them, you love them, you laugh at them because it's so true. It's just the culture that we're in. It's the community that we're in. Have you ever gotten any backlash for trying to make CrossFit like stereotypes, I guess you could say, like really fun, really funny?
Yeah. Not from anybody in CrossFit, I don't think. It's usually just people who hate on
Outsiders.
CrossFit that I'll get.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's pretty much the only backlash I'll get on the memes. I'm surprised, and I kind of did this, not kind of, I did this intentionally. I told my wife, I was like, I don't want to make memes that go out to the general population. I want to stay within this community because I want to be able to go on the weekend to a CrossFit event and have a really good time and have cool opportunities, and then just come home and be a normal person. Like, you know, not a full-blown comedian making videos for like Bang Energy, Travis Wallace, right? That's his name.
Yep.
I took that guy and Trey Kennedy were my inspiration to start being in my own videos. But you know, like they make memes for the entire population. I was like, I just want to do it for CrossFit. Mm-hmm. So, and everyone's typically pretty nice.
They're really cool. The one I remember the most is the one watching football with a CrossFitter.
Oh yeah.
And you're like in a Cowboys jersey and shout out Chase. And you're in a Cowboys jersey and you're just doing regular football commentary. And like that killed me. I was dead after that. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. And then I actually found your whole page.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So again, I say, I don't actually think you're a meme page. I think you make little mini movies.
Like skits, little skits.
Yeah. Yep. So how did the idea, when you get an idea, can you tell me what the process is after that? Do you have to write it down? Are you just making notes in your phone? Are you, picking out camera angles already? Like what's happening?
Yeah. I usually when I have an idea, I just go record the idea unless I need somebody else, or, majority of the videos that do really well are typically inside a gym. But I'm not always at the gym. So I'll do it in my garage, or
you just do it right away.
I try my best to, because if I don't, I'll write it down sometimes. If let's say I made one already today, like I don't have any ideas for tomorrow. I'll wake up tomorrow and try to think of an idea.
And then you'll just go.
And then I'll go do it.
And it's you by yourself. You just set up. Is it just your phone? Do you have
tripod? Put my phone on a tripod and record. And if Dominic's around, I'm like, yo, Dominic, get these angles, baby. Because he already knows. While we were at Roll Athletics, he would record almost every single meme. Like without Dominic, my page would not have grown So he's helped out immensely on everything, going with me to events, recording these things. And so, yeah, if there's movement in a video, it does better. So if I could, it's hard to do it by yourself when I have a tripod. But if Dominic's here and I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to run. I did a video of like the first time you put on a weighted vest, or like,
oh yeah.
I need you to sprint, and we'll practice a few times. Like, here's where I want you to go. Here's what I want you to do. Those always do better. Like, just the movement. People like the movement for some reason, and it's more engaging. So yeah, so tripod most of the time. And I've been trying to challenge myself to make videos and not make, like yesterday I was driving to, I wasn't driving, of course not. I would never do this. But I recorded things that I was saying as if I was late for class. Cause I was like, oh, okay, I'm in the car for 2 hours. I can probably do this now if I just record my face saying stuff. So my car drives itself. I wasn't driving.
And it is crazy because half the stuff you can really see yourself saying, like the one you did with Ali and Fit. Wait, what's his name?
Fit to Serve.
Fit, yeah.
Evan Slaughter.
Yeah. And you like kick up into a handstand, and she's supposed to be paying attention because she's your coach, and then he walks in, then you fall on your ass.
Yep.
That was the greatest thing because yes, like shit like that happened. Like it's funny. Sure. It was great. It was so amazing.
When I owned a gym, what typically happened was I coached about 15 to 20 people. And when they didn't have one-on-one training, they would come into the gym because they had 24/7 access. So they would come in randomly. So randomly there'd be 10 people at the gym. I'd be training one of them. And somebody would do something, or I would say something, or I would see something and be like, yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't remember that I did this when I started CrossFit. And every time they would comment and be like, this was me today, huh? Yep, that was from you. Like, you inspired this meme.
Thank you for the inspiration.
Absolutely.
How long does one usually take, like a filming?
It really depends on, like, most of the time I've noticed when I do a ton of like production, I know my production value isn't the highest. It doesn't do as well. So it could take me 10 minutes. It's the shortest it's ever taken me is like 2 minutes because it's a clip and then I just put music and words on it. And then the longest it's taking me is, 2 hours of filming, putting on a different outfit, making sure like the script sounds nice, doing the angles, so, and then that one gets, 5 views. You're like, oh, fuck.
Don't you always hate that? The ones that you put the most time and effort into and you're like, oh, this one's going to hit. Like, this is a good one. And then it's like, oh, and then one that just was a random thought or like you said, an inspiration from someone in the class that takes you 5 minutes to do it. And it's like 10,000 views plus. And it's like, oh, shit.
The one recently was I was moving furniture in my house. Yeah. And I literally was like, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. This is going to be like, it's barely going to reach 10,000 views. And that's only because the followers are going to, like a few followers are going to be shown it and people are going to hate this. And I hate that it is the most watched video in like the last 8 months or 6 months. Are you kidding me? No, it's funny.
People like what they like.
Let's go. Vindicate. What's up, dude? I missed the old MemeForTime jingle.
I don't know what jingle he's talking. I wonder if he's talking about my YouTube jingle that I used to have. I don't know. I don't know what he's referencing.
Kenneth the Lap, Dave Castro announcement. One is my favorite, all about facials.
What kind of facials are we talking about here, Kenneth?
Map Girl taking off the sports bra one had me crying. Yep. Is that no, the one with the rower where you're like, hey babe, let's go. I don't know. You're dressed like a girl though. Yeah. And then you're and you're like, let's go into the bedroom and do the rower or something.
No, that's funny.
And then you have a whole workout station in your bedroom.
I have the whole thing in there. No, they're talking about it's like having a sweaty sports bra and trying to take it off.
Oh,
sometimes I have friends. I'm like, hey, you should make this meme because like I'm not a girl. You should go make this video.
That would be him.
And they're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
No, that's so funny.
I'll do it. So my wife's like, are you wearing my sports bra? I'm like,
stretching them out.
Oh, it's called You Want to Ride My Rower.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That was the original one. Yeah, that was
Good.
funny as shit, dude. You're hysterical.
Have
Thanks.
you ever gotten any ideas from your wife where she's like, "Hey, I thought of this. Have you thought of whatever?" Like, or does she like send you texts like, "Hey, I thought of this. I thought of this."
She'll never send me ideas, but if I'm sitting here trying to think of an idea, sometimes she'll, oh, what about this? And then sometimes, she just gives me that death glare when I'm doing something. And I'm like, ooh, this would be funny.
This is a
I'm
good
like,
one.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna jump on the counter and then just make that same face, like you really would if I did this. And so then I do it and I record her, and then that was good. I was like, yeah, you didn't have to act. That was perfect. I jumped on the counter. And
Real life. They're seeing real life for what you deal with every day when I do this.
We just saw some reel today and we were laughing hysterically because have you ever called your wife by her first name and she just looks at you like, what the
yeah, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
It's babe to you.
Like,
Yes,
right, yes.
yes.
That was, or if they forget to say I love you before walking out the house, you're like, oh, I'm going to work, babe, love you, bye. And then she's just like, bye. And you're like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what now? Who did you forget?
That will sometimes happen like on the phone.
Oh, on the phone. Yep.
And then click, I'm like,
nope.
I'll call back.
Yes.
Excuse me. What the f are you doing right now?
You're like, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I'm gonna need the words.
Yeah.
I need the
whole words.
Exactly. 100%.
I need the I love yous. Like, so get your shit together. Like,
there's your next meme idea.
There you go.
Did you not say AMRAP to me before you left the house? I'm sorry. What? Who?
Just
call me back.
Just memes. Or she'll call me at work and I'm in the middle of making a video and I open the FaceTime. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, making money. Don't worry about me. Love you.
There you go.
Talk to you later.
Have you ever thought about branching outside of the CrossFit reels? Have you ever thought about starting another, like you had said earlier, maybe if you want to do politics or whatever, culture, whatever. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever been like, hey, I've done a lot of CrossFit stuff. I do love it when you go into the dark, though. You're kind of,
it's almost like you're thinking for a second and then you pop back
Rey
up.
Mysterio when you guys.
It's like when you're playing Super Smash Brothers. It's unlocked.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I've had ideas where I'm like, man, if my page wasn't CrossFit related, this would be hilarious, and I would do this video or that video. I have gotten to the point where most of my life really is just thinking of memes. I'll be talking to strangers, and I'm like, oh fuck, that would be funny. And they're like, what'd you say? I'm like, well, like if we made a meme about this, like about what you're saying right now, that would be hilarious. And they're like, okay, you weirdo. And so that's when I think about it. But then I think about all the work that I would need to put in for it to work. And I'm like, I don't have the bandwidth. I'm barely hanging on doing the things that I'm trying to do now,
Yeah.
So I've thought about it, but I don't know if it'll ever happen.
Are you doing real estate now at
I
AI?
do content for a buddy of mine who does real estate. Yeah. So I'm in the videos. It's hard to find people willing to be dumb on camera. So yeah, I make real estate videos, and that's once a week. We make 6 reels for his Instagram.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of finding people to be dumb on camera,
yeah,
I feel like all of you guys, like Ali, Fit Serve One. Is that his?
Yeah, Evan.
Yeah. And like Grant and like John Woolley, and like you've kind of all found each other now and you collab a lot. And it's really funny when you guys collab. How do you, oh my God, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
How do you are you just like, hey, I'm gonna be here this date? Are you gonna be in town? Like, do you message each other? Do you guys live in the same freaking little meme section of the world? Like what? How do you get to collab like that? Because there's some.
Yeah, sometimes we just are at the same event. It rarely is it, hey, are you gonna be at this event? It usually is like show up, it's like, oh, I didn't know you're gonna be here. Let's make a video if you have time. And that's as far as we get.
Oh,
and then we get there, and then it's like, cool, let's do this video. Here it is. Even the idea.
What about you did the Hiller one, right? Where he's swinging from shit, and you're like, I'm gonna no rep everybody who wants to no rep Hiller wishes they were me right now.
It was super cool. I've met Hiller quite a few times, and that was at the Zealous Games where there was no people really. It was just the athletes. And I was like, hey man, you want to make this video? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. So I was like, I'm gonna know up the shit out of you and just like push me away and be pissed. He's like, all right, cool. And every time I've brought him an idea, he's down. So yeah,
The
he always
Craig Ritchie
entertains
one
my
too.
ideas.
Where
What's
you
that?
like the Craig Ritchie one too, where you're like doing push-ups and you're like, I need to be buff to go stand next to Craig Ritchie. He was just like, yeah, let's do it.
So it depends. Sometimes people, they're like, they don't want to do it. So I have to edit my idea to make them not have to do anything different than what they would be doing.
Gotcha.
So if I like, they don't want to act a fool, like, okay, cool. Hey, I'm going to interview you. But before I interview you, just stand here because you're standing here, and I'll just clip it together and I'll make it make sense. And that's what we did.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome though.
Thanks.
Okay, I wouldn't clip anything though. If you didn't want to act a fool on, like, I'll act a fool on camera, so I didn't.
Yeah,
But it's cool that you can, like, you know, fix your content that way. That you're just like, okay, I'll edit it and go with it.
No sweat. I mean, they're the ones that are like, this is not their job. Like, they don't have to do anything. So if you're down to even be on camera, like, I'm stoked. Let's do it. People are gonna appreciate you in the video. You're part of the community.
And they are. It's really fun. All of them are all your little cameos. Like, now I just call them cameo because I just watched the new Deadpool Wolverine. So now I'm all cameo. It's so good. Did you see it?
Hilarious.
It's so good.
The music was the best part.
She has no idea what the story is. She was just pumped about the soundtrack. I actually like the movie.
Honestly, Marvel soundtrack just hits different. Like,
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack gets you in a vibe.
Yeah,
Iron Man soundtrack gets you in the vibe. Like, it's so good.
It is. And she was, I'm cheering because, you know, they're about to hit that big CGI fight scene. She's
like a prayer.
She's cheering because Madonna is on.
Spoiler alert! But I was like, to like a prayer. Are you serious right now? I like sat up from the couch and I was in it to watch. It was so good.
Did you watch the other Deadpools too? Because their soundtracks are good as well.
She did. I did not.
I've seen the first two. I don't know how many times waiting for this next one.
Our kid really wants to watch Deadpool, and we're like, that is one
it's
that
like
you cannot watch.
R+, dude.
Yes, and he's only 7, so I was like, you have to wait until you're an adult to watch this. Like, you cannot watch this movie
I remember
right
watching Predator when I was like 7, eating Tootsie Pops. My dad's like, all right, you become a man. We're gonna watch Predator, some Arnold Schwarzenegger, some guns,
7
some aliens. Let's go.
Well, she just wanted to show him Gremlins because she's like, isn't it a rite of passage?
Am I supposed to show him Gremlins?
I was like, have you ever seen it? She was like, no. I was like, probably not at 7.
Yeah,
maybe
probably you're gonna be scarred for the rest of your life.
You'll never ever pet a cat again in your life, or give it water or any of that.
Then I guess I don't need to watch it then.
It's gross.
I guess I don't really need to watch it. What would you say is the coolest thing about the community part of it that you have experienced for MemeForTime?
Just the community part of it, being able to go to an event and talk with everybody and learn the different walks of life everybody's in, where they came from, how CrossFit has changed their life, why they do CrossFit, how long they've been doing CrossFit. And to be honest, the most interesting group within our community is the adaptive community, which is why I've been so just focused on them. Because yes, it's cool if you're really good at fitness, but also it's even cooler when you have a crazy story where the doctor was like, you'll never do walking again.
Of this. Yep.
And now they're doing thrusters and power cleans and climbing a rope. And you're like, holy shit, how the fuck did you do this? And they're like, CrossFit. And you're like, that's what CrossFit is about. Literally saving lives.
Yeah.
What gets you? So I had a really, I've had a bunch of really cool kind of DMs and conversations with people that were excited to see you on the show tonight. And of course, one of them is Kipping It For Real. And he told me that you were so willing to help him and kind of guided his direction when it came to IG and like focused him with his content. What makes you so like willing to help like that? Like, people can just DM you and you're going to just be like, yo, I'm here. I mean, I've experienced that with my YouTube channel too. I have a ton of people that have been willing to help me throughout me trying to do this. But And I always ask them the same question, like, what makes you so, even to come on this show, it's not like this show. If anything, you're helping me out.
Yeah,
I'm
we get to
not
hang out.
helping you.
Not even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, so obviously you're willing to help out and give back and whatnot with all of your success. So what is that in you? That
I think it's just being turned away so many times and not being given the time of day so often. And, even like the initial reason I pursued kinesiology was because I went to my coaches and I was like, how do you do this? And it was, eat more food. Okay. That doesn't give me the fucking blueprint. How do I get stronger? You just lift more weights. I hate that. I can't stand when people don't give me clear directions. And maybe that's not how everybody works, but that's how I work. And I've learned that I'm that person. I will go through things first if people need me to. And then, hey, I'll give you the blueprint on how I got there, because I hated not having this, or somebody that was even just willing to listen or support me throughout this, for everything that I do. Even something as simple as like getting your motorcycle license, it's, you just go to the DMV website, you take the practice quizzes, you go in, like you do the safety course, but if you've never done it, it could be confusing. And that's just how I take all of everything in my life. If somebody comes to me, they have to be willing to put the work. Like if they ask me a question, I give them some feedback, nothing. They ask me a question, I give them some feedback, nothing. It's like, hey man, if you're not going to do this, like you can pay me to help you. But if you're down, like for example, Grant, I would give him some feedback and he's like, oh yeah, hell yeah, let's do this and try this. And he's like neurotic and talking about it for a million years and sending me 17 paragraphs. I'm like, yo, dude, at least space out your ideas so that my brain doesn't also hurt. But he's willing to do the work. And the people that I find in my life that are willing to do the work, I will literally do anything to help you in any of my power. And it doesn't matter who you are. And that's like, you could disagree with me. You could disagree about my politics, my views. If I believe that I should be nice to everybody, then like, fuck, I'm gonna help you even if I don't really like you that much.
That's awesome. That's cool. We don't have a lot of that happening right now.
Nope.
If you disagree with someone, you automatically have to not deal with them at all. So that's really cool.
No, you get screamed at.
Yeah.
Get yelled at.
Vindicate, Rolo. Hey, let's do a shirt. Me. Okay, cool. What do you want? Rolo. I don't know. Something cool. Me. What?
Got a new shirt coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he made this one.
Yeah, I still have to get that one. That's like the one I don't have.
Yeah, literally shout out to Hattie. Ed Al just posted the comment. Without Hattie, I would not have sold that many shirts. I met Hattie at semifinals and I'd known her just from Instagram.
Oh yeah, she wore it at the yeah. I remember that. I saw that. Yep.
I owe her so much because
that's awesome.
Yes, people had the shirt. I had sold a few. I don't know how many shirts I had sold. And I only had larges with me and handing them out. And Domo was like, hey man, I got a medium. Can I get a large instead? So I was like, yeah, just give me your medium. And here's the large. And we're walking around and we had hung out with Hattie the day before and it's Saturday. And she was coming out of the warm-up area. I was like, oh, Hattie, I have a medium shirt now. Do you want it? Would you want it? And she's like, oh yeah, for sure. Puts it in her bag, whatever. Later, right before that snatch event, like 2 hours before the snatch event, she comes out and she's rocking the MemeForTime shirt. I was like, yo, that's sick. Like, that was good, right? Like the colors look good.
That's what's up, yeah.
And she's like, yep, got the pink sports bra, got this, and like she's like, it matches perfectly. And we sat there, talked for about 30 minutes, me, Domo, and her. And then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, hey, are you planning on wearing that on the snatch event?
Like in public?
Yeah.
Like out on the floor?
And she was like, yeah, I was going to. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I literally was like, I will literally pay you money. Like
to do it.
Nobody. I have given a lot of shirts out to people within the space. Not one person has, I've never seen my shirt that I've given away posted on their social media, on the event floor, not even like pajamas, like rocking time, nothing. Thanks for the shirt, nothing. And Hattie was like, yeah, I'm going to wear it. And then she goes out and fucking smashes this event. And she's in the front and the camera's on her the entire time.
And that's it.
And then
MemeForTime is on the camera the whole time.
Brother, I think I sold 100 shirts, the MemeForTime shirts. I was getting DMs like, yo, your shirt's on the stream. Yo, your shirt's on the stream.
That's awesome.
Forever in debt.
That's what it's about, though.
Yeah,
that's
really
the best way. We talk about that all the time. Like, us coming up in this space, like obviously we were fans before, you know, my wife got this brilliant, scary idea to do this podcast and reach out and meet people and talk to people and all that type of stuff. And, you know, the community now that we're a part of, you realize that
it's
the
really cool.
mindset is not, if you succeed, then I fail. It's like, if you succeed, then I can help you succeed. And then you can help this person succeed. And honestly, most of the time, it is something as simple as buying each other swag and representing each other's swag and wearing it and posting it. You know,
we try to always do that.
Like Vindicate made us a shirt on his own time just because he did. And then we, you know, asked him if we could, because we love the logo so much, like, hey, can we just throw that as our new logo? And he did it literally out of just wanting to support us and being like, hey, you guys are great. Like, it's really cool what you guys are doing here. And that's really what this community is all about, is just supporting each other, as simple as just wearing your t-shirt and getting all those views, and now everybody buys your shirt.
Like John Young was so nice to us. Let me give this plug to John Young real quick. But he was so nice to us. He came on the show, and then his wife,
Oh, we have one too. Yep.
John
right.
Wife.
Yep.
So if
ours are hanging with our kid, though.
Yeah, but he stole them. So like he has to have them around him all the time now. So he has the bat and the pig. Yeah. And he won't give them back to us. So it's not like we can put them behind us or anything. But if you want to go support Leslie and their new beautiful baby, hit up the QR code. We love them. They're great to us.
Yep, we got our stuff.
It's really cool. And then I think Carl is competing today, HGR CBD. Go get that. I mean, honestly, I know you've used it on your knee, but our dog really, I keep saying this, but we keep getting the one for the dog for his joints because he's old.
He's an older puppy.
And it helps him a lot. So, but yeah, dude, it is very crazy. It's cool to hear you say that. And it's like, it's cool that you do what you do for everybody around you, and everybody says it. Like, it's definitely in the atmosphere, because like I said, we got a million DMs about it. So it's very cool.
Yeah. Much appreciated. I just, go for it.
No, I was going to ask, because I know you travel a ton. I feel like I see you in Ortega everywhere all the time.
Or traveling somewhere. Yeah.
You're always somewhere. How's that? Is that like, does that come out of your, how time consuming is that? You know what I mean? Your wife,
takes a lot of planning, and I try not to do more than like one travel a month, or if I can go more than a month to not travel, I'll do that. Just takes planning and setting expectations on what we're traveling for and what we're doing. And are you going to stay home? Are you going to come with me? What are we going to do? What's the goal while we're there? What's the least amount of time I can spend there and still accomplish the goals that I came to do? And then, the funding is the part that I'm trying to figure out still, because everything's been coming out of my own pocket. But I'm looking at, for when I started this thing, and anybody would be like, hey, we'll send you a product and you do a review. And I was like, yeah, this is sick. Like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I realized, I'm like, yo, people are trusting me to not just promote bullshit. So it took me a while to like, oh, I need to say no to people because this product sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand that. They're like, yeah, we'll give you money. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Like, you get money, you promote the product. So there was a day where I was like, okay, I cannot promote anything that I'm not actually incorporating into my daily life or use. So I stopped all of that, and I have just a few main people that I'm like, hey guys, I actually use you every day. So it's not hard for me. Like, I'm not faking, hey, doing my primal mobility, or like, hey, eating my blueprint CBD nutrition. It's like, no, I just do this every day. And drinking Paper Street coffee, doing
for sure.
Taking
Podium, my electrolytes in the morning.
Like, it's legit. I like 99% of the time we're in some sort of shirt that's Vindicate.
Right.
My dog literally has, I think I have like a week left, and I have to get another dropper from HGR CBD for my dog. Right. Like,
it's just
we do order things from like John Young, you know what I mean? Like, those things are great. Our kid loves it. And if Paper Street Coffee would allow me to put their logo up, I don't need anything from them, but we drink their coffee all the time. I don't give a crap. Like, but we order it all the time now. So,
and it's so good that I drink it with less creamer. That says a lot because
yeah,
I'm
I
usually
know.
like
Yeah, exactly. The taste
She
good.
literally has half a bottle of vanilla in there, and
not so much anymore. When I first started drinking coffee, the
Proud of
joke
you.
was I'd have a splash of coffee with my creamer.
is
Now I
this your
have a little
friend?
bit more coffee.
Yes, Rad.
Yes. Yes. I met them. So leading up to the CrossFit Games in 2022 or 2023, I raised a penny per follower that I got. And I donated to Mayhem Missions. So I traveled to gyms for 30 days and I did odd jobs. I did like Uber Eats. I asked companies if they wanted to donate and I matched everything. So we raised like $400 for Mayhem Missions leading up. I expected to blow up and like get a bunch of stuff, but it's not easy. Making YouTube videos consistently for 30 days, that was hard. And then when having a goal and a storyline. But yeah, met him during that at a gym that we visited.
Do you do a lot of fundraisers, charity events to try to use your platform to, raise money for different events and different charities and stuff like that?
Yeah, when I sold the gym and I was like, okay, cool. I had everything set up pretty nicely. Obviously, like I guess technically I'm an entrepreneur doing stuff from like making money from different areas and figuring out how to build my own business. It was going really, really, really well initially, and it ebbs and flows. So I was donating money just to whatever I could, like figuring out ways that like MemeForTime would just fund or finance things. But I absolutely try to do fundraise or bring awareness to. And my goal for the next year is anything that I can do with the adaptive community. Like that's what I want to focus on. And in the CrossFit space, that's what I'm focused on. But like I did a huge giveaway at the beginning of the year. That's how I'm assuming that's why Trish hit you guys up and was like, shout out to Rolo. And then it's not like I'm announcing these all the time. I usually do it in subtle ways. Like, hey, hit me up if one of your like an athlete made it to semifinals, and the first 10 people who DM me, it's like I sent them $100. Like now it's public, right? Now people know about it, but a lot of times I try to not do it publicly, and not because I don't want people to know. Like you can know, that's cool, it's awesome, right? But I don't want to make it like, hey, send me a DM if you want $100. I want it to be people who actually like my page and actually appreciate what we're doing and actually engage with the content. So if it's like, hey, I need a favor, and they're like, hey, what's the favor? And I'm like, no favor. Here, you got it. Like you actually hit me up. So if I tell people all the time, if you pay attention to my stories and you actually watch them, if you actually read my descriptions, every now and again, there's like, hey, I'm trying to give money here or do this, or so I'm a little short on cash at the moment from all the travel. And again, the ebbs and flows.
I was going to say you've been everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you going to Crash?
I'm going to Rogue.
Not Crash.
I was planning on going to Crash, but we changed. Instead, I'm going to go to Nashville to do videos for Paper Street. So,
cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be
Are
fun.
you going to Rogue?
I am going to Rogue.
So are you going to stay in a tent with Jake Chapman and Jan Clark?
I'll be in a hotel with my wife.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's right.
Smart boy. Smart boy.
Kenneth, what's up?
Yeah, that's what he was just talking about with Trish.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanted to ask you, and
ask anything. I've got no plans. It's here to party.
And we don't, and you don't have to go into like much detail and whatever, but I know you were at the games, and I know that it was important for you after everything that happened. You really leaned into supporting the community, and I think you did like a hug reel or something like that, where it was very, very important for you to just be there and supporting the community as much as you're willing. How hard was that for you to make the decision to stay? And then how did you get that idea to just be there for the community?
Yeah, I feel like I feel other people's feelings very strongly. So even if I don't myself feel a certain way, if somebody, walks in the gym, I'll be like, yo, is that person okay? Ask another coach, and like, they seem fine. Why? I'm like, no, I think something's wrong. You should probably go talk to them. And then it ends up like, oh yeah, they were having a really horrible day. And that's been the case for a long time. And I hate it, but it's just who I am. And I need to accept it, right? That I can feel that, like the vibes. And, obviously after everything that happened, it wasn't, let's be silly and be an idiot and run around this place and take my shirt off and make dumb videos. It was, hey, there's a lot of people that are really, really upset, and people are sad. People don't know what to do, myself included. Like, how do I react? And what should I be doing? What do people want to see? What do people want to hear? And it didn't, like, comedy didn't feel like the right way to do that. Like, how would I feel if this was, you know, somebody close to me? So, you know, I didn't know him, and still it felt really heavy. I was like, fuck, man, this sucks. And I remember I was on Thursday morning. Was it Thursday morning?
Yep.
Yeah. We were running. Me and my friends, we had like a run club. It was like 6 of us. And my wife had her phone up, and she's like, hey, did you see the text messages? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, in the group. You know, I have a group with like Travis, Dominic, and like homies from Paper Street. And they were like, they can't find somebody. And even saying it now, like, my fucking heart sank. I was like, what do you mean? This is like my community. This is CrossFit. Like, this is the people I love. And it could have been anybody, a part of the community. I'm like, yo, I'm like, what the hell, man? So we finished this run. Hearts are heavy, like going through the roof. And we're sitting around the kitchen table, and we're getting ready to leave for the airport because we're flying to Madison, and or Texas. Yeah. And we're like, dude, what's going on? Like, refreshing. Dominic's already there. He's sending us messages. Everybody there is sending us messages. And we're like, dude. So it was just, what do we do? So while we're flying there, I'm like, well, obviously, again, I'm not going to run around and be an idiot, because that's not the vibes. Like, people need love. And how do I dish that out? How can I contribute in a way? Because, like, I'm not going to act like I knew him and was like homies with him. And I'm sure people who did are going to be pretty bummed. And I'm not here to make any decisions. Like, I'm not a decision maker. Right. So I can just be there. I can be with my friends, and fuck, like, how do I feel better? I'm like, man, I hug. I can hug people, I guess. And I can be myself, and that's really all that I can do. So I was like, man, what's a meme that I can still put out, or a video that is not out of control, that kind of matches the vibe that's going on. And I didn't want to be upset. Like, my goal in life is not to upset people. And I know that's like, yeah, you're going to make people bad. You're going to offend people. But if I can help it, I'm going to try not to. Yeah. Again, regardless if I agree with them or not, like, I'm not trying to do that. So I was like, you know what? I was like, Domo, what if we just freaking give people hugs, man? And I talked to Travis, because Travis came out and stayed with us. And I asked my wife, and I was like, what do you guys think about this? And they're like, dude, that sounds really cool, and still kind of matches MemeForTime, and you're not missing. So that's what we did. And that was really cool. It was really interesting. I did not expect, I don't cry very often, but there was a lot of grown adults being like, are you still giving hugs out? And I'm like, yeah, of course I'll give you a hug. And I'm giving them a real hug, not like this side hug, quick,
a little tappy tap.
Yeah. It's an embrace. It's a warm embrace with the community.
You're like chest to chest.
Yeah. And my wife was like, if this was in the CrossFit community, it'd be weird, so many people hugging my husband. But yeah, grown men, grown women, crying, and like, fuck, man, that's the least I could do. I couldn't do anything else. I have no control over anything else. So yeah, we just gave out hugs all weekend, and tried to continue making content, though, because I don't believe that just stopping content. Like, still do something, but as positive you can get it.
Dick Butter wants his hug.
I'll give you a hug. I'll give anybody. I tell everybody this: look, don't have to agree with you. We don't have to see eye to eye. But at the end of the day, we're still part of the same community. We still have the same goals: get people to do CrossFit. Like, that's it. Support each other any way we can. We don't have to like each other. We can still fucking hug and talk about CrossFit at the end of the day.
Travis, we could barely get inside Vendor Village before Rolo got swarmed.
Everybody came for a hug.
It was the most amount of people that I have encountered at any event. It was nuts.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. For sure. That's my sister.
Oh.
Hello, Rolo's sister.
How do you say it? Shaka?
Her name's Charla, but she goes by Cha-Cha.
Cha-Cha. Okay, I like it. You give the best hugs. I'm sure he does. He's a stud. I've seen him beef up in some of his videos.
We're trying. It's all lighting and camera works.
Camera angles.
Do you have tall people problems too, or are you little and you just look tall on camera?
Yeah, I'm 5'7". I'm very short.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
all are so short.
Yep. Every CrossFitter.
We're really tall.
We're just tall.
She's 6 foot. I'm 5'11".
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My wife's 5 foot. I'm 5'7". Dominic's 5'3", and then my mom and dad are 5 foot, and my dad's 5'3". So everyone's small. CrossFit family, you know what I'm saying?
Vindicate. Travis,
you just
no,
are-
Colleen,
you're just
you two
tall.
are just tall.
Oh, that's what
Yeah, tall as hell.
All right, fuck it.
Yes. Well, we were very surprised when we met Gabe from Paper Street. We were not expecting him to be as short
You were like
as
this?
he was.
Yo, what's up, dog?
But
You
then
guys
he
all,
was.
you
he
don't
was-
look like
You
it
don't.
really is weird when
Yep.
people are on podcasts. You don't know. You
Look
can't
that
gauge
small.
it. So it's just
Sure.
like it can't be. Like I can't.
And Gabe was not ready for the fact
That we were
that
as
I
tall
was
as-
as
yeah.
tall as I was. He kind of had an idea that Garrett was tall, but for me, he told Sevon, he was like, "She's fucking tall," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really tall."
Did you guys play volleyball or what?
No,
I played basketball.
Basketball.
I
So-
was a dancer.
Oh, okay.
Like
not a
classically
pole
trained.
dancer. Everybody
I
calm
always have to
down.
say
She was
that.
classically trained.
Ballet. That's why. That's why
Shit.
when you said you took ballet, I was like, "Oh, you took ballet class."
Yeah, just like they would have somebody come teach us stuff.
Yeah,
for,
just yep.
you know,
so-
the basics.
And I was a soccer player too. I was a goalie. So made
Good.
made
Hey,
sense.
hey, you take up the entire goal. You're gonna
I
stand
just
there.
put my arm out.
Yeah.
Just put my arm out, stick my foot out, and that was it. So
Hey,
Yeah, definitely have
I
a small community.
I asked this to Allie, so I have to ask it to you
Yeah.
just because I watched your little ADHD podcast together. It was amazing on Kippens.
Yeah,
it was
that
really
awesome.
funny with
That
John
was a good
Woolley.
time.
Yeah, it was so funny.
That's fun.
How long does your social battery last? Like,
Yeah.
can you
Yes.
give hugs? How long can you give hugs all day? I don't think you're really good because I don't think I could do that all day. Like,
So I think about it this way: is there's definitely been people that I've look up to or just really like, and then I meet them in person, and it's really disappointing. And I don't have a like being in front of people that are not necessarily like my day ones, like my people, like my wife, my family, these people. Those people will energize me when I spend some time with them. But I spend 99% of the time by myself with my dog. Like I go on walks by myself. My wife goes to work and I'm by myself. Like I don't invite people over. Like I like to just think, read, be by myself. So when I go to these events, it is extremely draining. But I don't want people to know that I'm drained. Like you took time out of your day to watch my video, to hit follow, to comment, to like, fuck man, this might be the only time we meet. So I'm going to any energy that I can create from nothing, I will try to bring out. So I try to make it. And again, I'm sure there's been people that I didn't give the time of day, unfortunately. But I try to with every person that does come up and is like, hey, like, how's it going? You're a meme for time. Like, I like your videos. It's like, cool. Let's have a chat. You want to, like, we're still giving hugs. Okay. Like,
I was like, you want a hug? Like,
hugging, you know?
Yep.
And then after the day's over, like I go back to the hotel and I'm like, fuck, smashed, you know?
Yeah.
And then I come home and I gauge it this way. Me and my wife know this already. I come home and I try not to go out in public, but if I have to go like the grocery shopping, I notice I'm extremely irritable and short for a few days. So maybe it's like 2 days later, I go to Stater Brothers or, you know, what, like Albertsons or whatever. And I'm like, driving like, right. And I tell my wife, I'm like, I'm not ready for the public yet. Like, 3 more days. And that's how I know that the social battery is just depleted.
It's out. It's done.
Out. Yep.
It's like, I always find like I need to not talk for a little bit. Like I can sit, I can play with my kid, I can, you know, whatever, but I just can't have like full blown conversations because I just don't have it. I'm not, either I know I'm not paying attention or I'm not trying or I'm not even listening. Like it's, you know,
you do the
yeah.
Okay,
please stop talking to me.
Yeah,
you know, like, can you shut up right now? I love you so much, but I need you to shut
It's how many yes can you say before the person gets the hint that you're not paying attention.
It's like,
oh, that's cool.
It's
oh,
like
yeah.
5 minutes in and she's like, yeah, okay, I'll be back in like an hour. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. It's okay.
Mhm.
The communication has just like gotten better and better throughout the years.
Over
It's
the years.
usually I either get home or, wifey has a stressful day and she's like, yo, I'm going to go take a shower and like get ready for bed. Just stay out here. Like just get 10 minutes so I can be nice to you because I know that I'm not actually mad at you.
Yeah.
And same thing, I come home and I'm like, hey, I feel super irritable today. And I'm so fucking pissed for no reason. So can you just like step out of the office and then I'm gonna come to the kitchen and I'm gonna like love you and make you coffee and make you breakfast and stuff.
And
But
slap you on the butt.
Punch a hole in the wall.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long have you guys been married?
Almost 7 years.
How
But
long
we've
you been
been-
together?
Yeah, 13 years.
Okay, I was about to say you guys have been
Amazing.
together for a minute.
For a minute. I was 17, she was 18. Now
That's
we're
amazing.
30. Her birthday's tomorrow, so.
And by the way, you said something before that is not a thing. No one cares about, like, my wife and I are 9 years apart. So if anybody wants to talk about a cougar, I'm probably it.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I saw someone put "Rock the Cradle." I always say
yeah,
that
no,
too.
she
Yeah,
didn't
I
rob
love it.
nothing.
That's
She got her man. Like she
We when we were like 18, 17, we went up like on this mountain. It's like a lookout over by where I live, and this cop pulled up, and he, like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like we're just sitting here, literally watching. We were doing nothing, and he's like, how old are you? She's like 18, and he looked at me like, how old are you? 17. He's like, have a good night.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
all right, you're
Fine.
good.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
it's the other way. You guys are
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I remember
Yeah.
these days. See ya.
Yeah.
And now we're
Yeah.
married, so shout out to not getting in trouble.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, nobody would have said shit for that either. Whatever. But no, she was of age when I met her. I was older. That's all that is.
Mhm.
That has nothing
That's
to do
all,
with
yeah,
things.
that's all that matters. It's established now. We all know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like whatever. We've been married. But
So
yeah.
you obviously come home, you can tell for a couple of days that you're pretty irritable from being on these events and stuff like that. Do you have like a decompress like method that you have when you come home where it's like I don't know. I mean, I know you're with your dog most of the time, but like, is there something that you do that kind of like completely decompresses you into getting back into normal life of being home?
I don't even like my life just really is normal. It's just weird. Like, how can I create content for the internet? How can I get
Mhm.
somebody on the podcast? So it's not really like a typical day. I just kind of work if I feel like working, and if I don't feel like working, and I sit there and I'm like, wow, I'm a piece of shit. Like I should be doing something. And then my brain's like, no, you're good. Like chill out, bro. And then I just mindlessly scroll on Instagram or watch memes, or like I'm on YouTube, and then I'm like, I should call my mom. Like hanging out with my mom makes me feel better. Or my dad. I'm like, you guys want to have dinner? And we have dinner. And the next day I feel like working, and then I don't. And then I'm like, I should go to the gym. Like really, it's just kind of, this feels right. I'll go do this. This feels right. I'll go do this.
Your
And
job
so-
kind of is scrolling though, no, right?
Oh,
Isn't
man,
it?
Yeah. Sometimes I need to limit that for sure. Because technically my job is creating content, but I definitely get caught in the, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this person did that. Like, let me watch this video. Like, what's going on? What is this? And you get down the rabbit hole just like everybody else.
Yep. Oh, perfect timing.
Well,
Our
here we
son's
go.
about to walk in.
That was
He
it.
knows.
Look,
Hi.
and we know hour 22 minutes. That's what we got. An hour and 20 to an hour and 30. So when you have kids,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
have to
are you getting ready
understand
for
there's
bed?
this limited amount of
Oh, okay.
time.
He knows 8:20. He's supposed to be brushing his teeth. It
Yep.
is now 8:23. He's late.
Uh-oh.
You couldn't find me? I'm right here.
Come here. You want to say hi? Never mind.
Hi,
No,
to
I want to
who?
go brush my teeth and
No,
go to
right,
bed.
yeah, because here you want to say hi. Oh, you have your whole toothbrush and
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
come here,
Good job brushing your teeth on time.
Hello.
You want to show
Hey,
the
how's it going?
whole toothbrush?
Cool
Like,
toothbrush.
He knows
Is there any
it's
designs on it? Is
time.
it the Minions? It's the Minions.
Is
It's
it?
a minion
Yeah.
toothbrush. Yep.
Yeah.
Close all the doors. I mean, you left all the doors open.
No,
and
his internal clock is ridiculous, and he can't. He's 3 minutes late. He's mad now. He didn't brush
He's
his
like,
teeth
yo,
yet.
you guys said 8:20.
well, because
No, that's school night. His
that's
school nights
night
are
is
that.
8, yeah.
it's
But
not-
he works really hard those nights where it's like I
Again,
you
it's
know,
a lap.
I earn
Yes,
a
the
couple
time is now.
I earn a couple minutes. Mommy, can I earn 10 more minutes? Can I earn 5 more minutes? So he's been sick all day. So he hasn't really like earned anything. So he knows like
Dang.
8:30.
Structure.
It's time to go to bed, and
Dang.
so
timeliness is important for him.
him,
It
yes.
absolutely. He doesn't play. He knows.
Discipline
No.
and structure is needed for normal adults and kids as well, and
That-
dogs and pets.
And pets. Yeah.
We all need it. We all need it.
Listen, I've learned a lot from the men in these podcasts and on this chat, and then the women too. I don't want to whatever, but
Don't be
like,
tripping.
yeah, he does not play. He's on time. He knows what his stuff is supposed to be done or not
Yep.
done. So
Yep.
Yeah.
but
And
dude,
feel
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, for sure. Feel good when you hit your expectations, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Dick Butter, you're welcome. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. No, thank you so much. I know we've been trying to do this for a little bit. I really do appreciate this. I hope we get to do it again. I want to next time I have nerd questions for like all the analytics and
Oh, yes.
all that stuff too.
I love it.
I'll just sit here in silence and wait to
she'll
ask
ask
the fun
you.
questions.
She'll ask you questions about how your wife yells at you for said analytics and
No.
Never. Wifey never yells at me.
No, that's awesome. That's
No,
super
it just
cool.
I always love hearing stories about couples that have been together for so long and the growth that obviously we all go through. And
Hey, kid plans? You got any kid plans before?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as soon as the job that she's working at, she thinks maybe like another few years, and once she's done there, it's like, let's do it. I need some friends to hang out with,
While you make memes, like that's awesome. Or you're gonna put your kids in your memes. I could totally see that. I want to see you running around.
Or are
the
you
memes.
not gonna put them on social media?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But I definitely just think about like I see the neighbor kids playing football outside, and I don't have any adult friends who really do that. Like all my adult friends work normal jobs. So I like see these kids out. I'm like, it's so weird. Like I can't just go ask to play. I'm fucking 30 years old. So
no, you can play. Go ask to play.
I can't. No, that's so weird. It's so weird. So I'm like, I need my own
you don't
kid,
know? You
so
don't really know them like
they're
that?
just
Where you
like my neighbors, like wave to the adults and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, them like kind of just by being neighbors, but you don't
But not
know
enough
them.
to go ask
Not
to
enough to
play.
be like, hey, you guys want to
like I don't have kids that are playing with their kids, so I can't be like, I'll be all-time QB, you freaking idiots. Let's go long 50 yards. Like catch this shit. So I keep telling my wife, I'm like,
throw it right at the chest.
You can't go throw other people's kids in a bush.
No.
So
Right.
yeah.
I got
you.
It's looked down upon, I think. and they'd be like, why is this 30-year-old dude who has no kids, whose wife's at work, is asking like, can
play? Yeah, okay, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's weird. Yep.
Yeah, it's starting to get weird.
So I'm like, I want to play catch in the backyard. I want to go skateboard. I'll be skateboarding by myself in here. I'm like, yo, my neighbors probably think I'm so lame. I'm yelling at a camera. I'm skateboarding by myself. I have no one to play catch with. So I'm like, all right.
I think someone
You
asked
need a
that,
kid.
like how are your neighbors when you're doing all of this stuff? I think someone asked a while ago, like it must be great. They must film you doing that and be like, I have all this film of you. Like, what the hell is going on?
Nothing has been said yet. I'm just waiting for the day. I did have somebody reach out and they were like, hey, can I be part of your run club? I see you running around the neighborhood. Your reels came up on, or like we saw you on YouTube Shorts. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Stranger danger.
Yeah, right. I know.
Be like, sorry, it's a closed club.
All right, and I will end with you. 22 years with my wife, October 21st. Congratulations. What should I do? Get her 22 years. I feel like you guys should just be able to get whatever you want. I don't know. That's what we do. It's anniversary time. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Tattoos? Okay, cool.
Well, this year, I was going to say this year, I kind of persuaded our gifts and we got our wedding vow tattooed on our thighs.
Our wedding vows.
Our wedding vows. Yep. So
Vindicate instead. He's the weird neighbor running around outside his sports bar recording.
That's me. Welcome to the neighborhood.
So that might be a reason why they would really not be okay with you going on and be like, hey, can I throw the ball with your friend, with your kids?
Absolutely. Yeah. Can't do it. Please don't.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yeah, my kid. Okay. Love you guys. I appreciate you. We'll see you.
Appreciate
Hey,
you
we
guys.
got Cam. No, don't go yet, Rilla. We got Cam on the mic on Sunday. He's another one like Gabe on the mic. He runs around and MCs everything. It's really cool. So hang out with us. And then Jersey Joe, is
Jersey
coming
Joe's
on next
coming on.
week.
Yep.
On Wednesday. So that'll be fire before Crash. And then
We'll see you guys at Crash.
hey all y'all, we'll see y'all at Crash. It's super fun.
All right. Bye guys.
Thanks. Deuces.